I'd say for camera mic, it depends on how much background noise you have. Camera mics tend to be really bad about background noise.
All right, everybody, welcome to Skep Talk Live, episode number 70. If you want to use your camera mic, that might work. I mean, we could definitely test it, so give it a go. I mean, it's better than nothing. This is episode number 70. We were having a little bit of technical issues before the show getting started, so we'll be working on this real quick. Oh, Chatta TV with the 2 or 7 month subscription, cheer to.
Damn.
Hasn't come through yet. Let me see if I can push that notification again. For those of you who are just joining us, I've got a great panel tonight. There it is. Well, there's Angry Cicada with the 5 month subscription. Thank you very much, Angry Cicada.
Oh yeah.
there's Magrez. I'm gonna make sure that it pushes the other one too. Thank you very much for that subscription.
Hell yeah.
But I gotta pull this up and see if I can get it to be to work. I'm gonna push Chatta's subscription notification here, if it will let me do so.
Yeah, that subscriber badge is dope.
Yep.
I love it.
It's one of the best things they've ever given us as affiliates here. But yeah, so did that work?
Oh,
Damn.
Oh, there's Blaze with another subscription. Thank you very much. Getting Infinity Break Gaming is now hosting the stream.
Yeah.
Blaze Black Sheep with the 8 month subscription.
Hot damn.
Goodness. Chatta TV with the with that host. 6 viewers. Thank you very much, Chatta. Oh man. It is good to be here. So
Is
we've got, yeah. Haven't even gotten a chance to finish off introducing the panel for tonight. We've got soon to be Dr. Tom. Tom Tom's got a special going on tonight. He will make his bed for bits.
Oh, you spoiled the joke! I was gonna hold it up when Arlo fucking yelled at me to make my bed.
Well, Arlo's not here yet, so...
So we get to do it again.
Exactly. It'll happen. And then, returning to the show, Shayna, I know you can't say much, and Tom and Jason, I need you guys to translate anything that she writes in Discord, because I can't look at Discord at the same time because I've got like 12 things open. Yeah. But we'll work on getting
very sad.
Getting a microphone working here. And then that's true. You can always just participate via the chat as well. And then also we have Jason joining us. Jason, how has your day been today?
Pretty awesome, man.
Excellent.
That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been having a very good day. I've got a new microphone coming, so I'll finally have some super decent sound. And
dude, you already sounded sexy, man.
But yeah, but it's not quite there yet.
Already sexy.
People don't get the full sexy, right?
That's true. You don't sound quite like Santa Claus yet.
So that is the thing, Dragon Daughter, or Shayna. When I get my new mic, I can totally give you a microphone. That's not a hard thing at all. You'll just need some place to clamp the boom on and stuff. Like it's set up like it fucking is it's a big old microphone. I don't know, it's peeking into the shot. Let's get that fixed up. Okay, so let's get into tonight's show. I got a lot of news to cover here. So starting off, this is a fair use talk show. Everything that we're doing here is criticism, parody, news reporting, and commentary. We've also got a small amount of scholarship rolling around every once in a while. But if you'd like to help out the show, you can always do what a bunch of people did earlier today. We can... I read that incorrectly, Twisty Top Hatter. I'll address it in a second. If you would like to help out the show, you don't have to donate or subscribe, but you can definitely click. No, it's tweet, not twit. you can click that link and it will post on Twitter what you're doing right now and possibly bring some of your Twitter followers into the show with us. And that always helps the show grow. For those of you who are subscribers, we've got something brand new. You guys will notice sub badges being affiliates.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So right now,
Amazing.
new subs will get a green link or a green badge. Anybody who's 3 months or older will get a blue badge. 6 months or older will get a purple badge. And I don't have anybody at the 1 year mark, but when we do, there's a special badge for that. So, oh, there's Dragon Daughter with the Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you very much. What a hype ass stream to begin with.
I'm having technical difficulties.
All right.
I subscribed myself. I didn't get that or the badge. And it doesn't say I'm subscribed in the chat.
Do you see, is there like an announce thing there? Like a button that says announce?
Where would I see that?
Above the chat. It should say like it's your anniversary or something like that, and you should be able to click like a announce button or...
No.
What
is happening? It says I'm subscribed now when I go to gift a sub.
Okay.
What is happening?
I don't know.
I'll figure this out. I'm not going to derail the show. We have a lot of good stuff.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. It's not even showing that anything in my information here that you subscribed or anything, so we'll find out.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, okay, there we go. Excellent.
Weird.
Let's see if it comes up on the screen like it's supposed to. You see anything there? I'm not hearing.
I was listening for it.
I'm not hearing Dick either. What's going on? Anyway, all right. Well, we'll figure it out. It'll show up. Something will go on. But
China.
Yeah, exactly. Time to get into the show. I love that fucking cut.
So good.
So good.
All right, our first story, Siberian Summer or Witchcraft. So this picture is a picture taken during the situation that I'm going to describe to you guys. So the Russian Republic of Yakutia, also called Sakha, is a chunk of Siberia that's home to the coldest cities in the world. And July is a welcome reprieve from the 7-month winter that rampages from October to April. Yeah, it sounds terrible.
Yeah.
It's a rare time of the year when locals can step outside of without the risk of their spectacles freezing to their faces, and at a time when the merciful sun can hang in the sky for more than 20 hours a day instead of less than 2. Imagine, yeah, exactly. Imagine the confusion and disappointment when locals in at least 2 districts of Yakutia stepped outside on Friday afternoon, which was July 20th, so about 2 weeks ago. And then they saw the sun completely blotted out for 3 hours. So...
By what?
Well, according to the regional news, the sky was plunged into darkness for 3 hours between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. These photos were provided by bewildered locals and show a little bit more of the black shadows of trees and buildings against a reddish haze of sky. Adding to an ominous atmosphere, the air seemed to be thick with a grimy haze and black dust. It was impossible to... Yeah. It was impossible to be in the street, witnesses of the bizarre event said. Other locals reported that it was suddenly pitch black in their homes, and that the mysterious smog turned barrels of water into barrels of mud, and nearby lakes emerged from the eclipse in a filthy black layer of pollution. So, what was this?
It was smog!
Exactly. One local blamed the incident on devilry, but there was a likelier culprit. Multiple forest fires burning in Siberia. So, imagine some forest fires so bad that they blacken all water that comes near the smoke and turn the entire world like a sick orange red.
Wait, are we talking about California?
Terrifying.
Right. I saw the California
Womp
pictures.
womp.
They're messed up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't see it this bad. This is fucking awful.
That is madness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that looks nuts.
It's like,
Our
oh,
TVs
it's
are
3
all
in the
messed up.
afternoon. Great, it's dusk. Always, forever. Orange dusk.
Mm-hmm. While
Cameras are all messed up.
Are
on
they?
the TVs.
Oh, that's
Completely
because.
randomly. I have no idea.
I
when it
think we
happened.
lost Shayna.
Okay, that's easy to fix.
Oh no!
Yeah. Yeah, because I've only got 3 participants in the call. Oh, there we go.
Oh, I do too. There we go. Don't do anything.
All right.
Dude, that looks so crazy. Imagine waking up to that
Yeah, exactly.
or doing anything. That would be super scary.
Yeah, no, I mean, trying to walk out of your house and then just being all like, "Oh, it's finally the first day of summer." Like,
Right? Wait, and that was in Russia, right? You said,
yes,
like Siberia.
Siberia, yeah.
Welcome
You know,
to
somebody
the
in that town was like,
apocalypse.
"It's the gays."
Right, for sure. Yeah, somebody was very angry over there.
Yeah.
But no, it was blamed on witchcraft. It was blamed on devilry. It was called the Blood Rain. People were calling it industrial rust that fell out of a parking lot.
Jesus.
Just a bunch of nonsense that were being brought about to this, but it was
Ouch.
forest fires. So, all right. So our next story here is about a man living in 2030. Have any of you been on any of the dating websites like Tinder or anything like that?
Nope.
Literally never.
I got real lucky and basically stumbled into meeting my wife purely by luck.
Right. Shane, have you ever been on Tinder? Maybe. Okay. Well, so one Tinder user has come up with a sneaky new way to score matches. Ethan from Glasgow has begun uploading his photos upside down. So what this is doing is this tactic causes people to turn their phone upside down so that they can look at his face. And when they find out that he's ugly and they swipe left, it's actually swiping right.
That's amazing.
Is that the Tinder version of rape? What?
Well, the post when he revealed his new tactic has racked up more than 62,000 retweets and 415,000 likes.
I think that's
Okay.
funny as shit.
So he takes an app that already takes all the work out of dating
Right.
and then takes all the work out of the app.
Right.
Nice.
So, not surprisingly, people are saying that they're totally going to pinch his idea. They've been quoted with saying that this is a massive win on the battles of ideas. Another person said that we're all living in 2018, but this guy's living in 2030. But not everyone was impressed. A second later, when girls realize they've made a mistake, they'll unmatch you, someone said. But,
Makes sense.
yeah, but still, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But for 30 seconds, they're super scared.
Right, exactly. Like, shit, I've matched that guy, and he's fucking fuck. All right. Our next story comes with a video. So, this story is called Who Wins, Kitty or Mind Powers? Squab, welcome to the show. Telling us about cute little ducks. All right. So,
What up, brah?
an Oregon woman who found a mountain lion in her living room says that she relied on frequency and attunement, feline speak, eye blinking, and telepathy to calm the animal and safely guide it out of her house from its 6-hour nap behind the couch.
Okay.
I don't know if my camera was picking up that I was blinking madly.
Right. No, but of course this is Oregon.
Oh, god damn it. I love this state, but also, god damn it, Org.
Exactly. Lauren Taylor of Ashland posted a video that said, "This is wild," at the beginning of July. Taylor, who was not immediately available for comment, wrote about her encounter with the wild animal on the social media platform, saying that the animal entered the household after drinking from a fountain pond near the back door. Taylor said that the cougar entered through an open door, and it was likely unaware that it was walking indoors first because of the plants and stairs built around tree branches. So yeah, you will see... Dragon Daughter says, "Oh, weird, my image is mirrored. My bangs are on the opposite side." I can fix that. If I just go here.
I was promised a video.
Oh, you'll see it. Just fade here. There we go. How's that? That better? All right. So, let's see. The housemate shouted after seeing the animal, and Taylor said that the cougar was agitated, and it tried to leave through a closed window before hiding behind the sofa.
Donk!
When Taylor went to check on the animal a bit later, she found the animal asleep. When I made a noise, she woke up and looked startled, so I consciously raised my frequency, gazed lovingly into her eyes, and communicated using feline speak eye blinking to calm her. It was amazing to realize this worked. I gazed lovingly, then blinked hard, and then she did back. Then she went back to sleep. Taylor explained in her post that cats are extremely psychic and perceptive of energy.
Yeah, they're basically telepathic.
Chatta TV is excited about agitated cougars.
Finally, a way to communicate.
Exactly. Before dawn, Taylor said she sent the animal a telepathic picture of routes out of the house and into the hills. Then woke the animal up, right? Then woke the animal up with drumming.
Wow.
My god.
And here is that all happening.
What? Amazing.
Oh no.
So there's the animal asleep in the house, and then it notices.
Oh,
It's
so cute.
One, this animal is far too used to humans. It doesn't give a shit that there's a person recording
Yep.
it. Or her, or whatever. But there's like 3 minutes of just seeing this cat sleep. Hold on. Okay, here we go. This is where, up here is where it gets woken up. Come on. There we go. It went forward. Squabbly says
god,
she seems awfully close to
Is
that
she
death
in a
machine.
tree?
I know. This
No.
is the most hippie shit.
Right. This person's house is just filled with tree limbs, tree branches. There's the cat popping up. It's like, fuck! Knock it off with the drums! I'm sleeping here.
Yeah.
She is literally up in that tree. And as you can see, telepathy fucking works.
We're making a bunch of
Right.
fucking noise. Wait, there's the front door though. It went the wrong way.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
That brings me to my first talking point here. If you could control large cats, what would you do with that power? We'll start with Tom tonight.
Rub that belly.
You're just gonna rub cat bellies?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
All
scratch. Oh, I scratch. And then have the world's best rumbling pillow.
That's pretty interesting. All
Not,
right.
not pervertedly, you filthy bastard.
No, I wasn't being.
So I grew up as a kid, like a small child, with a 30-pound house cat. who was the
Oh,
best.
shit.
Yeah, he
That's
was
big.
he was a huge cat, and he was such a sweetheart. So I have always kind of wanted like a German Shepherd-sized house cat.
Right. Dragon Daughter says, have them pee all over my enemies' homes, maybe like the whole perimeter.
Amazing.
Oh god, cat piss smells so bad.
All right, Jason, what would you do with mind-controlled large cats?
Mind-controlled large cats. I don't know. I would probably like rob banks or something. Nobody's gonna fuck with the cats, dude.
Tigers, right?
Yeah. I've been playing a lot of GTA.
Right. I would definitely host another podcast that was just me and 3 large cats. It'd be a really interesting show, I bet, you know. All right. So, after that, we're going to move to a story that is making me think a couple things about what I'm going to be doing here in about a month. So, some Uber riders in Florida are accusing their drivers of engaging in stomach-churning fraud. Distended Coma, welcome to the show.
Hey.
According to El Nuevo Herald, several customers are claiming that unscrupulous drivers are falsely accusing their passengers of puking inside Uber vehicles, making the riders responsible for bogus cleanup charges.
Now, it could be fraud, or it could be people who are blackout vomit drunk, so they don't remember puking.
Yeah.
And then get home and are like, I feel great. There's no way I got that drunk last night after having horked all over somebody's car.
That's a good point. Right?
Tom, get ready for it.
All right, there it is, Tom. Dragon Daughter says that sounds like my ex.
We knew.
Trap sprung, motherfucker.
You fell into his trap card.
I was ready tonight.
It was a total fraud by 2 different drivers, Kennedy said. They have everything planned for the fraud. The scam, which has been dubbed vomit fraud, has been around for a few years, but reports of it have surfaced in different parts of the country, including New York and California. The shystery drivers reportedly pick up customers, deliver them to their intended destination, and then report to Uber that the individual vomited in the vehicle. The drivers allegedly provide the company with fake pictures of the mess, whereupon the company hits the passenger with a large cleanup bill.
That's Squalla just pointed out. Fucking amazing.
Oh, gotcha. Hold on. I can fix that part too.
Oh, god damn it.
Dead open inside.
Uno, you traitor.
It's not
It's a
that
great
one, not
meme.
that one. It's that one? Nope.
Arlo the gauntlet has been thrown.
Exactly. Hold on. I'm gonna find this. It's that one. Okay. Properties. Transform. Horizontal. All right. There. Now you are.
Hell yeah.
You are correct. Don't.
This is a good defense, though, for Uber drivers who have to deal with a piece of shit asshole. I will put that out.
Oh, 10 bits? Does that mean you have to make your bed now?
That does.
Yes.
Eat it down. Thank you for them 10 bitties. Excellent.
Let's see if he hotel tucks. Oh, you can already tell he won't.
Are you talking about the, what is
The
that?
bed making.
Fucking hospital corners?
I'm watching the Voyeur show right now. Yeah,
Exactly.
The hospital.
But, yeah, so, next time you're in an Uber, watch yourself, because this is apparently a thing that currently happens. Dragon Daughter says, my bed is already made. Pretty much stays that way without a dude messing it all up. Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm definitely one of the people who, like, when I get into bed, the very first thing I do is kick the blankets fucking everywhere.
Fuck this.
Eat It Down says, if I pay 100 bits, can I see the other person in the room do a better job?
Yes. Hey, honey, will you make the bed better for 100 bits? Potentially.
All right.
The answer is yes.
Excellent.
That's amazing.
Also, she's much cuter than me.
That's fair.
All right. There it is. It's time for a better bed making session.
Yes!
That's what everybody tunes into this show for.
So ridiculous.
I'm gonna have to move my computer into my room so that I can capitalize more on this.
I know, right?
You can get on these sweet bed bits.
Exactly.
Dude, that's a good idea.
That sounds dirty.
Just do a podcast with like all of our hot girlfriends behind us.
Right?
Yeah,
She is gorgeous.
exactly.
Dragon Daughter, you can get a hot girlfriend too. It's fine.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So this next story is about cat poop. So a mind-controlling parasite found in cat feces may be giving people the courage they need to become entrepreneurs. Researchers have reported on Tuesday.
Goddamn right.
So, have you guys ever heard of Toxoplasma gondii?
Yes.
No.
Also, I think this is a bed making fine enough for another 100 bits, personally. She's going all out on that. Just saying. Sorry.
So it's found out that people who have been infected with Toxoplasma gondii are more likely to major in business or have started their own businesses than non-infected people. The parasite...
God damn it.
Udo, how many cats do you have? Or have you had?
One.
Yeah, we're definitely infected, Udo.
Right, exactly. One. I have one cat, and then I guess we had like a cat that was the neighbor's cat that was over every once in a while when I was younger. Eat Down says, this is why I huff cat shit every morning. So the parasite, which makes rodents unafraid of cats, may be reducing the fear of failure in people, Stephanie Johnson of the University of Colorado and colleagues have said. But they haven't actually shown it yet. Toxoplasma does get into the brain, and it's been linked to a variety of mental effects in mice and people alike. The failure could be a good thing, Johnson says. Toxoplasma has been linked to the greater risk of car accidents, mental illnesses, neuroticism, drug abuse, and suicide. But in their test, which was 1,800 students that were interviewed, and then they had 1,500 students, and then an additional couple hundred people attending specific seminars, and they had a saliva test for antibodies to Toxoplasma. So when they were doing all of the interviews and stuff like that, they were figuring out who had. Sorry, I just saw the catapolism. That killed me. So overall, 22% of the people that they tested had antibodies to T. gondii, meaning that they had been infected in their lives at some point with Toxoplasma gondii. The students who were infected were 1.4 times more likely to be business majors and 1.7% more likely to have an emphasis on management and entrepreneurship, the team found.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like fearlessness gets you eaten by mountain lions, so the parasite spreads more?
Maybe. Well, I mean, it's probably not evolved to actually do anything important with people. Right?
That's true. It's probably just a side effect.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a random thing. But among people going to entrepreneurship seminars, infected people were 1.8 times more likely to have started their own business already. Johnson said that her team is going to continue testing the links, and that the next research is conservatism, whether or not toxoplasma affects conservatism. Enid Down says 1.4%, and what was the sample size? It's right. Okay, so specifically it said 1.4 times more likely, and then 1.7%, which is weird. So I'm not exactly sure. The numbers here in this article might be off, but they definitely say times more likely, and then percent more likely, which is very strange. But the sample size was about 1,700.
Yeah, that's definitely statistically significant.
Yeah, it says percent at times at different points in this article, so I think it's probably the article being weird here. But yeah, so the reason behind why they started this research, because I was like, who the fuck is looking into cat poop toxins? Fucking
right.
You know. It turns out that the head researcher is a biologist, and her husband is a business analyst, and they wanted to work on something together.
Makes sense.
Yep. So pretty interesting. Chat at TV sounds 1.8 more likely that someone is an entrepreneur at a conference started a business. Right? Whoever wrote this article did not have cat shit, or sounds more like cherry picking. Yeah, it's very possible, right? But so now you know that this research exists. So if someone brings this up, you'll be a little bit more
get snacking
above it.
You'll be a bit red.
Exactly. That, or you could start spreading it to people, telling them it's time to huff cat shit. So all right, on to a situation that I think shouldn't be a situation at this point, because this should have already been taken care of. California is now paying people to smoke and drive, sort of. So, recreational use of marijuana has been legal in California since January, but traffic laws are a bit behind. So, currently, sobriety tests can detect the presence of marijuana in the driver's system, but they can't test for impairment. That's because it's not currently known what level of THC, the psychoactive compound called tetrahydrocannabinol, or cannabinol, significantly impairs drivers. They're already working on roadside pot tests to nail you for driving high, but I figure this should have been something that they were looking into before.
Yeah, right?
So California recruiting people for the study, which consists of having participants smoke varying amounts of marijuana or placebos, and then participate in driving simulations and cognitive tests.
Driving challenge.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Chad TV says, I would take this driving challenge any day.
Are you allowed to just drive really fucking slow?
Don't worry, guys, I got this. Shayna says that's always the case. I agree.
With the causation assignment.
Science reporting always assigns causation where there's just correlation, and then is like, I mean, you can draw all sorts of ridiculous correlations that are clearly nonsensical, and it's just a coincidence.
Yeah.
Man Bear Pig says this is my kind of test. Man Bear Pig, welcome to the stream. Chad TV says, I used to get blazed and play iRacing for hours and do well. With the wheel and the pedals. Excellent.
Yup.
And Shayna says, which is funny, first rule of stats, correlation does not mean causation. Right, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that the first rule of reading stuff on the internet is that the headline is the very most important fact in the article, and that's all you need.
Yeah.
So
my favorite correlation chart is the one where it's like divorce rates in the U.S. or something like that versus like people who eat margarine, and the lines are exactly the same. So
All right. So our next talking point for the evening. What is your weirdest cab experience? Shayna, we would start with you. Go ahead and type it in as you feel, and we'll cover it as soon as we can. But Jason, do you have a weird cab experience?
I don't know if it was weird. It's just really funny and fun. I was really drunk this one time getting into a cab with a girl I was dating, and from getting in until we left the cab, we spoke with English accents the entire time, and the driver legit thought we were from England, and that was just really awesome. But definitely not weird.
All right, how about you, Tom? Do you have
can I do a Greyhound instead of a cab?
Sure.
I don't have any good cabs. So I used to take the Greyhound between Ohio State and Toledo. They're like a 3-hour drive. It was home and college, basically.
Right.
On a pretty regular basis to see my parents. And one time on my way up to Toledo, I just dug floss out of my butt. I don't know.
That's interesting.
There was a pack of floss on my chair that I didn't realize was there until just now.
I didn't see your camera.
Yeah,
it was a pack of floss. That's different. I thought you just had you were using it on your teeth and then accidentally ate it, and then later.
Whoop! And then I'm kicking my ass on the show.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, huh.
But I was on this bus, and these two women who, as best I can tell, were strangers until this bus ride, got roaring fucking drunk on the bus and are hooting and hollering, and I remember one of them was I'm pretty sure in her 20s and one was in her 60s, and the one who was 20 who was younger was asking the older woman if she had ever had any lesbian experiences, and I distinctly remember this grandma ass old lady being like, "No, dearie, I'm strictly dickly," and I was just like
Strictly dickly. That's the best.
I will never forget a 60 or 70-year-old woman yelling the words "strictly dickly."
All right, so Shayna says, my ex almost picking a fist fight with the cab guy for taking a wrong turn. The time before, same cab guy, we got pulled over going through a bike-only entry on a street, which we told him to do, and was never a big deal before.
Rip.
Yep. All right, so the weirdest cab story I've got is that I was getting in a cab. I had been drinking, but I wasn't hammered or anything like that. But I was gonna ride my bike home and was just too drunk to get away with it because that's still a DUI, you know. So I called a cab. They brought a van so I could put the bike in it. So I put the bike in the back of the van, and then shut the door and got in the front seat because I'm that guy who sits in the front seat next to the cab.
Yeah.
Right? I don't want to sit in the back behind
Roll
the cab.
out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So about halfway to our destination, I hear a cough from behind me, and there's someone else in the cab.
What the fuck, dude?
And I noticed that the driver notices that at the same moment now as well.
What?
And I would look at him and I'm all like, is he a friend of yours or something? And he's all like, I didn't know he was here.
This is how we die.
So we just stopped and we pulled over and got out of the vehicle as quickly as possible. And he just got on the phone and started calling the cops. And then the cops came and took the guy away. Turns out this dude was just absolutely shit-faced, blacked out. Saw a cab and got in it because he's all like, well, it's cab time to go home. And then he just kind of sat in the car, blacked out, not doing or saying anything until the cops came and took him away.
Holy shit.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, dude, it scared the shit out of me. Channel TV says, poor guy. Yeah, exactly. We never pressed charges or anything. He got just taken. I think he just got taken to the drunk tank because the police are all like, well, we can't just leave him on the street, right? Like,
Yeah.
he was trying to do his best to get home. All right. Let's see. I didn't see any from the chat here, so we'll move on to the next story. So this picture right here is actually a river.
That's horrifying.
Yeah, this is goddamn awful. So in Jakarta City, the government has come under fire because they bought a giant nylon net in order to cover up their polluted and foul-smelling river weeks before the Indonesian capital hosts the 2018 Asian Games.
How about
Think
you
that
fucking
was
scoop
gonna
the
work?
river instead? Yeah.
Douchebags.
Exactly. So the the Sentiong River, which twists alongside the athletes' village in Kemarayan in central Jakarta, is so polluted that it's known as Kali Itemor or Kali Item or the Black River by locals.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I thought
Go ahead.
in Ohio there's a river that like 100 years ago was so polluted it lit on fire a couple of times. I thought that was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's bad.
It's bad. Yeah. Yeah, let's be real. It's bad. This is hell what the fuck bad.
If this thing
Yeah.
caught fire, the fire would be a sickly, like comically evil green fire, right? Like,
Yeah. With that black
Yeah.
smoke.
yeah. Shayna says horrifying. Correct. So an official from Jakarta Water Resources Agency, a man who has never done his job, says that the nets were said that the
Yeah.
nets are
Like
in.
it's
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, is the water resources department and the trash dump department the same fucking thing?
Exactly. So the nets are intended to hide the aquatic eyesore. Its function is to
Asshole.
elevate the beauty of the river so that the black water cannot be directly seen by international athletes, says the official.
Somebody needs to
Super
teach this guy
Leono.
what elevate means.
Exactly.
Shayna's
Does not
emotes
mean
are
what he thinks
amazing.
Yeah, exactly. So the cost of the river beautification plan is 850 or 580 million rupiah, or about 30,000 pounds. And Jakarta's deputy governor, Sandiaga Uno, told the reporters at the city hall on Tuesday. The move has been criticized and ridiculed, with some saying that the city government was more interested in covering up the river than trying to clean it. And yeah, exactly.
How many rupees did you say that was?
3 million.
580 million.
580 million or 30 grand.
Right.
Whichever
Yeah,
you.
no, pretty close. 40 grand. I just pulled up a converter.
Nice. Is it 40 grand in US?
Yeah, 40
yeah.
USD.
The
40,000 USD.
Jesus.
Yeah, the 30 grand that I said was pounds, British pounds. So
Ah, yeah. Oh, you said that. I'm an idiot and missed that.
that's all good. If the past
I only
administrations
processed the rupiah.
took any notice of this issue, we would not have inherited the Black River, he said, or he told Tempo. But now it has grabbed widespread attention. The governor said
Well,
that
clean the fuck up.
exactly. The governor said that on a visit to the area that the river had to be covered up because it ran past the athletes' dining hall. He also said that the government was working to clean the waterway by employing aerators and nanobubble technology to help break down organic material.
No, you weren't. You shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
I like that he's like, it would have been fine as long as nobody would have reported on it. Like, shut the fuck. You're such a piece of shit.
Squabbly's going crazy here. That's like 20 grand. Red coat. Ree!
Nano bubble. Yeah, nanites.
Right. The National Development and Planning Board reported on February that 96% of river water in the Indonesian capital is severely polluted.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
But so from what I read, it sounds like these nets literally just push the garbage to underneath the surface of the water.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like their goal is.
That's so fucked.
It's really fucked up, man.
That sounds like that's going to do irreparable amounts of damage at that point. Like,
Yeah. Like there's literally no part of what they're doing that's going to help at all.
Yeah, Squally makes a great fucking point. Instead of being like, push it down, scoop it the fuck out with the nets. Jesus.
Exactly. No. That's a lot of effort. We're just going to put the net on top of it and then stake the nets down.
So goddamn dumb.
Oh man. All right.
Oh god, the ongoing ninja shortage?
Exactly. So, Jason, I don't know if you caught last Tuesday's episode, or Shane, I don't know if you caught last Tuesday's episode, but we covered Iga, the home of the ninja in Japan. They were having a ninja shortage, and here's an update story to that.
Awesome.
The Japanese city has been forced to clarify that it is in fact not recruiting ninjas following reports that it was facing a shortage of skilled assassins.
Amazing.
Local officials in Iga, which styles itself as the birthplace of ninjadom, had received a flood of applications from around the world.
I bet.
Yeah. I almost put in an app, dude. Like,
If I would have known about that, I'd have been like, ninja application submitted.
Exactly.
NinjaResume.com.
Yeah. Here's my LinkedIn profile. I know Aikido.
Shada says, "Oh man, that would be fantastic. Perhaps that's why we're so overpopulated. Not enough ninja assassins or a guild of them."
That's pretty fair.
So the mix-up apparently began by a reporter, or by a report by a U.S. broadcaster. I hope they're not talking about me. On July 16th, National NPR Radio, or National Public Radio (NPR) reported it's the Indicator from Planet Money podcast that Iga was struggling to expand its ninja-based tourism strategy because of a labor shortage.
No wonder they're like, we don't need more ninjas. They were all NPR listeners calling him. Fuck. Ruin it for everybody else, NPR.
The NPR podcast fueled a frenzy of online reports, with many suggesting that the city was looking for to hire ninjas at a salary of around $85,000 a year, which is a really good job to be a really good pay rate for ninjas, from what I can tell. NPR later said that the summary of its podcast had been incorrectly stated and that the story may have been misunderstood.
That's fair.
In other ridiculous news, pensioner Keith Tyson has been carefully trimming the hedge outside of his Georgian terraced home into the shape of a tastefully nude lady since 2005. However, the 84-year-old man says that he's been continually awakened in the early hours of the morning by lowlifes trying to straddle his bush, which he has named Gloria.
Okay. No. Her name is Groot, and we all know.
Squabbly says all nude ladies are tasty. Angry Cicada wants to know if we can still apply to become ninjas. If that's, I mean, we'll look into that, Angry Cicada. You and I. We won't reveal any of that. Shada says, "Oh, this headline. Why?" So Mr. Tyson says that he has to make regular repairs to the hedge and is now considering putting up a sign to address the issue. You get drunks publicly undressed and having fun with her in the middle of the night. I've been awakened many times, mainly by men and sometimes by women, messing about with my shrubbery and making lots of hysterical noises.
That's amazing.
Exactly. About 3 weeks ago, at 4:30 in the morning, there was a man acting like he was shagging her. It's offensive and appalling and damaging to the figure, but the and or privets don't respond to being manipulated like that. It's changing the shape of her legs and thighs and is annoying because I spend a lot of time trying to keep her in good order. I don't particularly want to spend any more time doing it. The former art teacher came forward with the idea. He came up for the idea for Gloria, whom he named after a local prostitute while teaching at the city's former College of Arts and Crafts.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Gloria was one of several ladies of the night artist Keith often saw wandering the Georgian street right next to Sheffield's busy nightlife. Although he admittedly was not deeply acquainted with the real Gloria, who he assumed also named personally, he said, I started by doing a figure of a monster which was headbutting a lamppost at the end of my garden, and then it developed into
Amazing.
a monster defending a maiden. She developed slowly over a few years. It was quite fun.
That's pretty badass, actually.
Oh my
Exactly.
God.
I mean,
Except
like,
you can't get mad at anybody for fucking around with your bush woman.
He needs to
When
bring
you
back being a
fucking-
defender.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You also put a pearl necklace on her. Like, dude.
Yeah, the necklace is weird.
Like, what?
right. That is a little weird.
It's a little weird.
Oh, Enid, thank you very much for that subscription with Twitch Prime. Where'd you find that? Fucking love that. Those cuts, they're so good. All right. Our next
Also,
story.
I'm so
Nope,
proud-
go ahead. Nope.
I was
Go
just
ahead.
saying, I'm so proud we didn't make a shitload of Bush jokes.
Yeah, we made it.
I was just about to say that, dude. I was like, not one trim your bush joke.
think of any good ones.
Hey, well, except for the fact that Dragon Daughter put a bunch of bushes in the chat.
Yeah.
But they're actual bushes.
Exactly. Let me see here. Dragon Daughter, thank you very much for that applause. Shayna. All right. So our next talking point here, I think we start with, technically, Jason, you're going to have to go first twice in a row because of the order. But
Yeah, whatever.
you ever jumped a fence? And why?
Dude, hundreds of fences. Any
Yeah.
fucking reason at all. When I was younger, it didn't fucking matter. I was like, oh, that is 1 foot shorter of a walk than me walking around the corner. I'm jumping their fence.
Yep.
Did not matter. I did jump this one guy's fence every day before and after school, and he got really mad at me and my friends because somebody broke his fence jumping it once, and he chased us down with his rifle once.
Holy shit.
I got away, but like my buddy got cornered,
Man, he
and
was-
nothing really happened. Like I think the cops were called, but then the cops are like, you pulled a gun on a kid. Like, sure, you want to push charges, buddy? But
Yeah.
he got away. He got away with it. No charges were pushed. So,
Damn.
but we kept jumping his fence. We never stopped.
You're all, I
Fuck your
learned
rifle.
nothing.
I learned absolutely nothing yet.
All right, so Chatta TV says so many fences, so many torn up palms from the top of wood boards. Justin Coma says I'm Hispanic, so obviously. I mean, I don't know what that
hate you,
means.
Arlo.
I don't know what that means. That's what it means. Last time I jumped a fence was Shayna actually. So Tom, I'm assuming you the way you were responding, you've jumped many a fence as well.
Yeah, well, I have a minor story with it. I used to really like exploring construction sites.
Oh,
Dude,
okay.
right? Especially
like-
at night. I mean, obviously.
Oh yeah, like those like
Oh, man.
like 8 foot fences. They're easy to get over, and like when a
Yeah.
building has like the skeletons up and it's got like basic floors in. Oh, it's so
Yep.
cool to go poke around in them.
Agreed.
Yeah, so every once in a while I've totally gone over a fence just to go explore something. But I've got a story about, the panicked jump a fence thing. But
Oh
so
shit.
Dragon Daughter says, or Shayna says, the only time I can remember was when Twisty and I were kids. We got over a fence via a tree to go cherry picking. The neighbors had like 3 huge trees we'd climb and pick cherries. We thought we were in trouble when the old couple caught us, but they welcomed us anytime and turned out to be amazing, pie and all.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is like the most wholesome story ever. I
Yeah.
love it.
Jumped
That's
fence,
wonderful.
Everything was great.
It doesn't end like that for guys.
So when I was much younger, I would have to say this would be about when I was like 15. My family had a pig. We had a pot-bellied Vietnamese pig.
Dope.
And most people, when you see them in most people's, like, who have them as pets, they're fat and slow and pigs. But my parents fed the pig appropriately, gave it tons of exercise, and used it to basically rototill the backyard. It basically like reset the backyard. So it was a boar. It was not a fat pig, right? So it was super duper duper fast and strong, and for some reason, although I never did anything mean to it until after it was mean to me, it hated
I like
me.
the setup.
Right? It absolutely hated me. And so my parents thought it was fucking awesome and clever to keep sending me into the backyard to do things while the pig was there. So I'd have to run to one side of the fence. Yeah. I'd have to run to one side of the fence and put some of its food on the ground so that it would spend some time eating, so I could run as fast as I can to get whatever they needed me to do on the other side of the yard and then get the hell out of there, or it was gonna get me. Right? Like,
Yeah.
and I've seen this thing. Like, you give it an apple, and it puts an apple in its mouth, and then just crushes the apple. No teeth.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
It eats people, man.
Yeah, exactly. It just uses its, like, top of its mouth and its bottom jaw to turn it into apple paste, right? Instantly. So
Yeah.
I'm in the backyard, having to do something that they're making me do, and so I'm running from this fucking pig, right? Because it gets done with its food real fast, and then it gets between me and the getting out of the backyard. And so I'm all, oh shit. And so I panic and ran to the other side of the yard because it's the only thing I knew what to do. And I saw the fence, and I got halfway up the fence, and that's when it got a hold of my pants. But this was during the age of Jinkos. I don't know if you guys remember the Jinko
Fuck
gene.
yeah.
What the fuck are Jinkos?
Huge jeans. They're like,
Oh God!
they're as wide around at the bottom of the leg as they are at the top of the pant. Right?
I have a picture. This is horrifying.
So that had a lot of space in between me and the jeans. So it jumped and grabbed at the jeans, and it got me right between the legs. Had it been another 3 inches up, I would not be here to this day.
Holy fuck, dude.
Right? But it got a hold of my pants, and then it just ripped the pants right off of my body. So I completed climbing over the fence and landed in the neighbor's yard with no pants
In
on.
your underwear.
Yeah.
Okay, that's both awful and fucking hilarious.
From that day
Super
on,
fucked.
I started fucking with the pig, and the best thing that I could do
Oh, yeah.
was I would give him lemons. Because X Nice George, welcome to the stream. And thank you for that applause, Shayna. But I would give him a lemon because they smell really, really, really sweet. And then he goes to eat it, and he puts it in his mouth and crushes it, and he gets hit with a lightning jolt of sour nightmare. And then he'd spit it out on the ground, and then he'd just smell around for a while, and something smells real sweet over here, and then he'd go just repeat it. Well, thank you very much, Coma.
Oh my God.
Okay, so our next story is about this zebra being an ass. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but there's something wrong with that zebra.
Yeah, what the?
So a zoo in Egypt has denied painting black stripes on a donkey to make it look like a zebra after a photo of the animal appeared online.
That is clearly a fucking donkey. Oh my god.
Look at that guy's fucking face, dude.
Yeah.
That guy's face is amazing.
That dude is just like, no, you're not fooling fucking anybody now.
Exactly. This is a goddamn donkey, you pieces of shit. X Nice George says, I know this one. Excellent. So student Mohammed Sarhan put the images on Facebook after visiting Cairo's International Garden Municipal Park. Aside from its small size and pointy ears, there were also black smudges on the animal's face. The pictures quickly went viral.
That's fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah, exactly. The pictures quickly went viral, with experts weighing in on the species of the animal. A vet contacted by local news group Extra News TV said that zebra's snout is black, whereas its stripes are more consistent and parallel. Mr. Saran told Extra News that the enclosure contained 2 animals and they were both painted donkeys.
Oh my god.
When contacted by local radio station Nalgoum FM, the zoo director Mohammed Sultan insisted that the animal was not a fake. This is not the first time that a zoo has been accused of trying to fool its audience. Unable to find a way around...
What?
You're right, exactly. Unable to find a way around the Israeli blockade, a zoo in Gaza painted 2 donkeys to look like zebras in 2009. Another Gaza zoo put stuffed animals on display in 2012 because of a shortage of animals. And in 2013, a Chinese zoo in Henan province tried to pass off a Tibetan Mastiff dog as an African lion.
Amazing.
And in 2017, a zoo in Guangxi province disappointed visitors by exhibiting blow-up plastic penguins.
Ah! That's probably the best.
Apparently, weeks later, after the last story, another Guangxi zoo drew condemnation for having plastic butterflies.
Wow.
Yep.
What is up with that shit? I mean, the Gaza thing, man, that's sad and that's super fucked.
Right.
The rest of them have no fucking excuse.
Yeah.
They're not under embargoes. They're not completely surrounded by military.
Right. And they're just all like, man, an actual zebra is probably really expensive.
Yeah. Right. Broke ass zoos, dude.
Oh my god.
You're just a fucking farm. Admit it. Like,
You're just a complicated farm that doesn't make anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Useless.
All right. So here's a real quick story. This fucking made me laugh pretty hard when I saw this. But between Matalazaska and Dekabren, the trains move at the glacial pace of 40 to 50 kilometers an hour. A member of the local group named Masalaka Leaks decided to demonstrate just how awfully slow the Hungarian state railway is. Naturally, the man put on a snail costume and ran next to the train, winning the competition easily.
Holy fuck.
The group aimed to draw attention to the excruciatingly slow speed of the trains, as it takes them 1 hour and 49 minutes to travel a 78-kilometer distance.
Jesus.
Yeah. So this dude outran this train in a snail costume in front of a bunch of people.
So amazing.
I mean, that's definitely dedication to the troll. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, that was just a quick story. There's not much more to it, but now you know that happened. Our next story.
And we're better people because of it.
Yeah. Don't worry, these worms didn't go in anyone. So, this is not a trigger warning story.
This is cool as fuck.
The frozen worms?
Yeah, dude.
Yep. Worms frozen in permafrost for the last 42,000 years have come back to life, moving and eating again for the first time since the Pleistocene age. or the
Holy
Pleistocene
shit.
age. A major scientific breakthrough, says experts. But Squabbly says this is how we die, by the way, right? This is exactly what I was. This was my point. There are movies where this shit happens.
Yeah.
So the roundworms are from 2 areas in Siberia that came back to life in petri dishes, says the new scientific study. They've obtained the first data demonstrating the capability of multicellular organisms for long-term cryobiosis in permafrost deposits of the Arctic. Correct. A report from the Russian scientists from 4 institutions in collaboration with Princeton University. Some 300 prehistoric worms were analyzed, and 2 were shown to contain viable nematodes. After being defrosted, the nematodes showed sign of life, and they started moving and eating. One worm came from an ancient squirrel burrow in a permafrost wall of Duvani Yar outcrop in the lower reaches of the Kolyama River, close to the site of the Pleistocene Park, which is seeking to recreate the Arctic habitat of the extinct woolly mammoth, according to the scientific date published in Doklady Biological Sciences this week.
Cool.
And it's around 32,000 years old. The other one was found in permafrost near Alazania River and is 41,700 years old. The nematodes are the oldest living animals on the planet at this point.
That is fucking crazy, dude.
That is super cool.
They're also both believed to be female.
Darn.
Yep. The worms came...
That is sad.
Right, yeah. They came back to life in the laboratory of the Institute of Physiochemical and Biological Problems of Soil Science in Moscow. The scientists say our data demonstrates the ability of multicellular organisms to survive long-term cryobiosis under conditions of natural cryoconservation.
Did they defrost all of the frozen worms I had?
Yes, but only two were alive.
Okay. That's sad.
But a lot of data can come out of this. Like an absolute ton of data.
I hope they find more.
Yeah.
I want fucking dinosaur worms.
Yeah.
Because
Go ahead.
I always thought one of the problems with trying to freeze something living and then bring it back. My understanding, like super layman, I do not do any cryobiogenesis stuff at all. But I always thought there was a huge problem with the fact that the water in you will crystallize.
Right, that was my basic understanding as well.
Yeah, and that the crystallization just completely shreds your cells. I wondered how that didn't happen here.
Yep. Don't know.
Yeah.
Huh.
But we go find out.
Hell yeah. Science.
Excellent. So, our next talking question here is if they unfroze a man like an Encino man, should that person get citizenship? Tom.
Hell yes! Natural born American!
I can hear JM out there saying, wow.
No peanut gallery.
It says depends on where they were found. Dragon Daughter says we have much Oh, yeah, no, that's not. She was Shada was commenting on the worms, say that they have much simpler organic systems. But
Encino Man too. I mean,
right, exactly. So Shada, do you think that they should get citizenship when they are unfrozen, or should they become property of a science department? Dragon Daughter says probably not. Yeah, I was thinking they aren't going to get a job. They're just going to be a drain on the system.
I feel like they'd be a celebrity immediately.
Their Instagram would blow up.
Yes.
right?
Whatever, they had more to society than the Kardashians.
Exactly.
Dude, like, most clicked YouTube video would be him trying to operate a cell phone.
Dragon Daughter asks if they can communicate using modern means, and I would assume no. Right.
I feel like the most clipped YouTube video would be the clip from Scooby Doo. Where's the caveman? Except that dude shopped in.
Maybe. Don't pigeonhole this unfrozen human.
Right? Yeah, you don't know.
Exactly. All right.
Make him president.
I was just trying to think of something about the last 3 stories that would, work as a conversation piece. Dragon Daughter says I just asked a question. Yeah. Thawed American. I just saw. Goodness gracious. All right. So the American Civil Liberties Union has tested Amazon's facial recognition system, and the results were hilarious. To test the system's accuracy, the ACLU scanned the faces of all 535 members of Congress. It was scanned against 25,000 public mugshots using Amazon's Open Recognition API. None of the members of Congress were in the mugshot lineup, but Amazon's system generated 28 matches. Finding the ACLU raises serious concerns about recognition's use by police. Either that...
It was shot to pieces, though, because they misused it.
Oh, did
Ina
they?
and I will both... Oh, yeah. So, essentially, they tested it with far fewer images than they should. They also used a confidence level of 80%, which is not the right confidence level. You should never use a confidence level lower than 90%, even for things that don't matter. And for things like this, it's recommended to use 99%, of course, 99.9%.
Yep.
And then they use something like 400 images or something like that, or 4,000, when they should use much closer to, and Ina is about to, I'm sure, back all this up. They should be using a lot closer, like 400,000 images.
Oh, did they use lower? I thought you guys were saying that their confidence interval on the number of samples was inappropriate. Not so. Were they letting the software function too loosely?
Yeah. So essentially, you have to train it, right?
Right. Okay. So they were
multiple data sets, right? Yeah. One is to train it, and then you feed it images. And it's at that point you're validating it, and then you try to feed it images to test it to make sure that it's correct.
Right.
And essentially, ACLU absolutely fucked up everything in this process and made it 100% unprofessional. Nobody that practices this stuff that slightly understands anything with running neural networks would ever say this is done correctly. It's terrible.
Shayna says,
and Amazon tore them to pieces.
Shayna says 96 to 99.9%. Otherwise, it's garbage. No more, and to use more 4 million pictures, and machine learning needs way more variables than one would think. Eat It Down says they use 25K and feed in Congress, which is over 400. Face recognition with output and accuracy estimate that you can choose the threshold to ignore. I am very proud of all of you guys on the panel. I'm very proud of the chat for having knowing about what's going on here. I didn't even have to get to the point of where I talked about all of this shit. So
okay, good. I knew it was coming, but shit pisses me off.
They used a recognition default confidence threshold of 80%, but Amazon says it recommends at least a 95% threshold for law enforcement applications where a false ID might have significant consequences.
Yeah.
All right.
So just to, I actually would like to make sure I understand the issue with the threshold. It was that essentially they were calling an 80% confidence in the match as telling it to spit that out as a yes, as a positive match, instead of it needs to be, speaking loosely, 99.9% sure, quote unquote, of the match.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, I gotcha.
And as an example, some of the places where this stuff is actually used like Washington County Sheriff's Department in Oregon, where images are compared against a database of as many as 300,000 mugshots. So they use 10 times as many images to compare against in Oregon.
Wait, say that again. Sorry.
In Washington County Sheriff's Department, when they do use facial recognition on stuff, their database is 300,000
Gotcha.
mugshots.
Okay.
Shayna says, like millions and millions of variables, statistically, hopefully every single possible variable, or it won't ever work, or every work product. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so wound up basically boiling down to garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like the software was not given enough data to be precise. And then told it didn't need to be precise.
Yeah, that was like the worst part.
You can design an experiment to tell you whatever the fuck you like if you use bad enough confidence intervals and rejection thresholds for null hypothesis.
Yeah, and that's like the biggest takeaway I've taken from this. Like, and that it pisses me off to no fucking end when I see an article or a stat come out and it uses anything below 90%. And I do agree with you, Dragon Daughter. Like, you should of course look for 95 and plus. But you know, some things like economics, 90% is kind of okay. It's widely used stat in sociology. I know you know this stuff. But it's just like, it's so fucking dishonest.
Yeah.
To put that out, and they know, like, nobody.
They might not
through that and not know, dude. How would you not fucking know
if you're not a science person?
How would you go through? Fuck that shit.
I mean, to be fair, so
statistics to be able to create this shit, right? Like, you need to use linear algebra and understand intervals.
That or they paid somebody to do it and didn't really look too closely at the results, which is its own form of dishonesty. I will say
that's fair.
I would say it's essentially, arguably, a lesser one, but I totally agree with you that what they did is horseshit.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Excellent. All right, well,
this was an awesome article.
Yeah, I don't need to explain any more of it. It seems like we're all along the same lines. All right, so our next story is about a baby shark. So
that thing is not real.
No, that is definitely not real. But I searched for baby shark in Google.
Okay, I was gonna say that is way too fucking anime cute to be real.
Right? He's almost giggling with those
exactly. So 3 people have taken Miss Helen from an open tank in San Antonio and then wrapped the shark in a blanket and walked out with it. So
wait, what?
So some people were at an aquarium in San Antonio and they walked up to an open tank that had a shark in it, right? They picked up the shark and wrapped it up like a baby and then left with the shark, fooling all of the security guards by having this baby. The standard call this is shark napping. Right?
It's just like,
it is shark napping.
Exactly.
Rockabye, baby.
Police have appealed for information about 2 men and a woman, a woman caught on a CCTV lifting it from a pool where visitors are allowed to stroke some species of fish. The footage shows one of the men grabbing Miss Helen, a horn shark, by its tail before wrapping it in a wet blanket and placing it in a child's buggy. So they put it
child buggy.
Yeah, they put it in a stroller, right? And then wandered out with the shark baby. And a member of the staff attempted to confront the group but was unable to stop the suspect after they were leaving. Several tips from the public allowed police to identify the truck that was used to steal the animal, and 2 people later confessed to the theft.
Did they say why?
Well,
did they just want a fucking shark?
Let's see what it was. At first, when we first got the call, we thought it was kind of a hoax, being that it was Shark Week last week. But it turns out someone actually went inside the aquarium in Leon Valley and stole a horn shark. They feared that when it was taken, it would be unable to survive. But Miss Helen was safely recovered and taken back to the aquarium. The individual obviously had some knowledge on how to deal with these types of animals, otherwise why take it. And when we got to the garage and looked in the house, it looked almost like a mock-up of the aquarium. He had lots of different marine animals in the home. He very much knew what he was doing, kept that animal alive, and was able to continue to see that the animal see that animal thrive, which was pretty shocking to all of us. The police have impounded the truck, and they expect to make more arrests. Yeah, so essentially, he wanted a awesome an aquarium, and he was all like, "Man, I need a shark. I'm just gonna go steal one."
I need a shark right fucking now, man.
Jada said, "What the fuck?" Angry Cicada said, "Is the shark okay?" And yes. Unit Down says, "This is the next Oceans movie."
No.
Nice.
Distended Coma says, "Baby shark, doo 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 doo." And Shayna says, "How fucking weird." Right? I mean, well, if you want to get a shark, this is about the only way I know of to get one. Shark napping. All right. Yeah. All right, moving on. Shayna, what do you think, or what doesn't have facial recognition that totally should? So feel free to reply in the chat and we'll read it out loud. And Jason, what doesn't have facial recognition that totally should?
I'm gonna need a second on this to be clever and funny.
All right, Tom, can you think
Tom's
of it? Tom's ready.
Pornhub.
Damn it, that's the best one for sure. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
So how's that gonna work? Like, it would look at your camera, would look at you, and then it would like auto log you back into Pornhub or something, or
Splice you in.
oh, huh?
Oh shit.
That
would totally
my girlfriend's vagina.
That
He gets a little overprotective over there.
Dragon Daughter says bars
That
and nightclubs
facial
should have
recognition.
facial recognition. That would work.
That facial recognition chastity belt.
Nice.
Oh, deny any and all creepy guys.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. That's getting pretty
fair.
close to the same type of thing. It's just arresting people based on.
Yeah, what they look like.
You're gonna
Some Minority Report shit, dude.
exactly. Well, you're gonna have those guys,
Precognition.
dude. So yeah, exactly. Enet says, "Poor Udo. I'm gonna get caught at the creep camera, right?" Like, it's gonna be all like, "Ah, fuck this guy. He's on the internet." Oh, you must be this hygienic to enter.
Actually, a lot of conventions could use that.
That's true. That's true. Actually, somebody showed me. It was somebody who's often in our chat here. I don't want to name drop specifically, but Tom, you know him as the one of the leaders of Citadel. He showed up off a card that his friend had made.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for conventions.
Those are super good.
They got a bunch of business cards printed that calmly tell you that you need a shower or that you're being a creep. Yep. They're like,
oh shit, that's amazing.
Yeah, the cards are like, some of your friends aren't telling you or something like that, right? That you need to have a shower and go put on some clean clothes because you're gonna have a better time. We're all gonna have a better time, and I'm not attacking you as a person, but I feel you should know. And then the same kind of thing with you're obviously bothering somebody. You know, somebody gave you this card because you're bothering someone else. You should just back off, and everyone will have a better time. They're like, you know, side hatch telling you you're a piece of shit.
The cat. Sorry.
All right. Jason, did you have a thing, or did you just want to say that Pornhub is the best?
Pornhub's the best.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna move into some true crime. And here is a kind of a story we've covered quite a few of. There's another serial poo jogger on the loose in Australia.
What the fuck?
So
Going with the old shit and split.
Exactly. I can't show you the video. But there is a CCTV video of this person. And I swear to God, it's like someone squeezing a fucking bottle of Hershey's syrup. They get some impressive distance. That's all I can say.
Gross, dude.
Yeah.
Will you link it in chat?
I can't, because technically I would be sharing something against Twitch TOS.
Will you send it to me on Discord and I can link it?
You would be breaking Twitch TOS. And then
I'll take one for the team.
if you get banned, you can't be on my show anymore, because that's considered ban evasion. So, yeah, just saying. I can share it on Twitter, and I will. So another serial poo jogger is on the loose in Australia, and the owner of a wine shop where she has been regularly spotted relieving herself is determined to track her down. The horrified staff at Porter's Liquor in Sydney had to clean up a large deposit left by a woman who had squatted down during her morning run. Disgusted store owner Jim Schwilk and said it is the second time his car park has been used in such a way, and has released the CCTV of her latest dump and dash in a bid to stop her returning.
That's a good, 2 or 3 feet. Holy shit.
The video speaks for itself. Jim is now... Did you find the video?
I regret everything.
Okay, yeah, that's funny.
Sounds like she's been eating his liquor, right? So the video speaks for itself. Jim is now appealing for the Phantom Pooper to seek appropriate assistance and hopes releasing the footage will act as a deterrent. The 61-year-old describes the situation as awful. Around 10 days ago, they came across a rather large deposit at the rear of the shop. I put it down to bad experience and thought someone had to let their dog do it. I thought it must have been a very large dog for that wasn't feeling very well. And on Tuesday morning, I had an appointment to attend, and as I left the shop, I was met by yet another large deposit because we were unsure of why this kept happening and who was allowing it. We checked the CCTV footage to see what was going on. And you can imagine our shock and dismay to find out that it was not a dog. The Sydney runner's appearance comes a month after the first notorious poo jogger was ousted elsewhere in Australia. Andrew Douglas McIntosh, 64, was finally unmasked in June as the high-flying executive who had been terrorizing an entire neighborhood in Brisbane for more than a year. Desdenicoma says, I had a lady go into our chemical room and piss all over the floor at my work because she didn't have a key to use the bathroom since she wasn't a guest. Wow.
That's just rude.
All right. Speaking of, a mysterious woman walked into a store in Washington, pooped on the floor, bought baby wipes, and then left.
What the fuck?
Right?
She bought the baby wipes for herself.
Right.
Fair enough.
It's a disgusting story of a woman who went number 2 in aisle 1.
Wow.
That was awful.
Employees at the Prospector Liquidation Store in Longview, Washington. Right? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Distended Coma points out that they didn't even use them beforehand, which is nasty. Employees at the liquidation store in Longview, Washington, said that the woman walked into the business around Tuesday at noon, and I saw her come in. She said, hi, and she went off shopping. Then I really didn't see her again until she came up to check out, said one employee. The woman paid cash for some rubber gloves and, ironically, baby wipes. She then left the store, but she also left something else behind. Poop. It was weird. After we've seen the video and we're like, and then she bought the stuff. I went over there, buy the tarps, and you just can't miss it. When the workers reviewed the surveillance video, they saw the woman who was wearing medical scrubs make her way to aisle 1, squat, and defecate. The employees said that she didn't even ask to use the bathroom. Under the municipal code, it's illegal to relieve yourself where such an act could be observed by any member of the public, and the crime is a misdemeanor. Police are trying to find and identify the woman who they feel may strike again.
Amazing.
Liquidation store.
Gross. When you said that,
I hate you
I'm
so
like,
much.
Well, and now I know you've seen the last video, so it's even worse.
Oh, it's projectile.
Exactly. Descendant Coma says it seems like she was like, hey, I'm gonna clean this up. Wait, nah.
Dun dun dun.
All right. Jason, have you ever had anyone phantom pooper your place?
what is that exactly? Is that somebody poop and leave?
Yeah.
I don't think so. No.
All right. Just
Is this a thing? I know. I've heard a story from you before,
right.
but is that actually like? Is this some people do?
Well, I mean, obviously we've covered quite a few stories.
Like dozens.
And
So, Shayna says a buddy of yours, Jason.
I don't know. I have no memory of my friends pooping.
I keep track of my
Uh,
friends' poop.
I've totally had a bum shit in my backyard before. Which story were you talking about, Jason? When you said that I know that I've pooped on a person.
Okay, let's start with that, and we'll see where it goes.
Starting off strong.
So a friend of mine was really pissing me off, right? Because he was being a piece of shit, and we were all going swimming in a river, right? And I swam way upstream, away from everybody else, and then like diarrhea shit in the river, right?
Ugh.
Directly at my friend who was being a complete asshole.
Oh, that's so gross.
What the fuck?
No, but I mean, like, if you guys were there, he deserved it. Or when I
Okay,
said,
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
no, that's
in retrospect, did this person actually deserve to be pooped on?
yes.
What did he do?
Well, it starts. He
I
began
want
with
details.
one of the phrases that he used was when he says upstream. What I meant was I was upstream, so he was downstream, and so I got him. I did this on purpose. One of the phrases that he had pissed us off with was he used the phrase that he was going to teach women a lesson. And
Yeah, you shit all over.
yeah.
Sold.
so I taught him a lesson. Also, this was like the day after I'd taken this guy out for drinks like 100 times, right? And he was like, dude, I'll totally get you back when I get my taxes. Totally get you back, right? And then his taxes came in. He spent his entire tax return on DVDs, VHSs, and pants.
Asshole.
And then took no one else out for drinks. And this was during the time when taking people out for drinks was fucking honor, right? Like,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, anyway.
Oh yeah.
But so I shit on him. It was fucking hilarious.
So I shit on him.
I'm gonna call it a justified shitting.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So this guy deserves shitting on. This is Carlos Dela Cruz, 35, who hoodwinked two women for years by repeatedly using an unknown object instead of his member.
Uh-oh.
So the victims were very shocked and left in extreme pain, and eventually alerted cops when they discovered that their lover had been lying to them. Dela Cruz from Banknock, not Bangkok, but Banknock, near Falkirk in Scotland, refused to allow the women to see him naked and always performed in bed with the lights out. Court was told by both women, who cannot be named due to legal reasons, that they were left shocked after they subsequently discovered that he did not have a dingle. and had been using an unknown object in its place.
What was it?
Just tell people.
Right.
Fuck.
So
Like,
De La
whatever.
Cruz, so
Shit.
so the article goes on to state unknown object again and again and again and again. And that they always thought that they were doing something, and he was self-conscious about his body and always wore a t-shirt. He let me see. I don't think it ever states what the object was.
Weird.
So he's using a thing, but he definitely caused a lot of problems. So anyway,
Yeah.
his name, and the worst part is that the guy who interviewed De La Cruz was named Cockburn. This is the most important part of the story, right? Exactly. It's just an unknown object. But whatever it was, it caused bleeding, and one of the women contracted thrush at one point. And you should definitely, when you're going to say something as hilarious as Peter Dinkless, say it out loud.
Peter Dinkless, Peter Dinkless, Peter Dinkless, Peter Dinkless, Peter Dinkless.
Exactly.
That's
just, yeah, just Ken Jacoba says, well, never mind. Fuck that guy. It was probably like a broom handle or just something awful. Wow, we got an applause for, oh yeah. Thank you very much, Shannon. We got an applause for this story. Fuck this guy. All right, on to another dumbass. A Frederick man didn't do himself any favors when city police said that he tried to bribe them with donuts in exchange for him letting go. Matthew Tyler Rosenberg, 25, told officers that he worked at a Krispy Kreme and promised to give them donuts if they allowed him to just go home, according to documents filed in the court last week.
Not helping.
I got another relevant song.
What relevant song?
Everybody loves donuts, so I know I do. Everybody loves donuts, so let's grab just one or two. Go nuts for donuts.
What song is
That's
that?
all I got.
I've never heard the donut song.
It's from the game Explosion Man for Xbox. If you're the whole thing.
Yeah, somebody give this man a round of applause.
Grizzly, thank you for that applause.
The whole game mechanic is just you explode it. The explosions don't hurt you, but kill everything else. And then there are fat scientists that take like 4 explosions to kill. And if you pick one up, it starts singing the donuts.
Excellent.
I'll link it.
Well, it seemed like Rosenberg was referring to the stereotype that police officers love donuts. A supervisor of the unit that made the arrest said Rosenberg made the offer to multiple officers repeatedly. I believe that he was serious, Shatlock said while he reached for comment. He also offered another officer money to let him go free. In addition to resisting arrest, Rosenberg was charged with attempting to bribe a public employee, a misdemeanor that carries a penalty of 2 to 12 years in prison, a fine from $100 to $5,000, or both. Yeah, I did say Shatlock. He's Officer Shatlock. I hope he gets detective. Like, he definitely needs a promotion. All right.
It's Sherlock and Matlock combined. It's amazing.
All right. Our next question, and we'll have Shayna go ahead and add this in whenever you feel like it. But Tom, what would be the cutest animal if it was scaled down to the size of a cat?
A bear.
Cat-sized
I would
bear?
love to have a tiny bear. Bears are, like, other than the fact that they're giant killing machines, bears are adorable.
Dragon Daughter says elephant. Jason,
That would be adorable too.
what do you think would be the cutest animal scaled down to the size of a cat? And chat, feel free to
Yeah,
weigh
I've
in.
seen the little elephants and they're super cute.
Right?
But probably a horse.
Cat horse?
I'd do a horse.
Right?
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Just a stallion. Teeniest little stallion ever.
I say hippopotamus.
Oh shit, that's good too.
Tiny hippo. Except for the fact that they literally spray shit.
Yeah, that sucks. They do with their little tail wag.
Exactly.
It's the worst. Like, what the fuck, dude? Where was house guess?
Actually, did somebody say a tiny hippo?
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
said, yeah.
Yeah, a tiny hippo would be great.
It would wag its little tail and shit all over your rug and
Exactly.
couch and ceiling fan. and
Just take it out
kitchen.
behind the wine shop. It'll be fine.
The Standard Coma says that a small... Wait. Where we go? Where did I miss this? The Standard Coma says you do a horse, question mark. Dragon Daughter says, I agree, extended by tiny horse equals small dog-ish.
Yeah, perfect.
Yep. All right. So, our next story here
Oh, puppy.
is a positive and negative story. So, there's a roller coaster of emotions here.
I'll
Like-
fight you if that dog's not okay.
Yep. Like a cocaine-fueled Homeric epic, Colombia's long tragic battle with drug cartels has produced countless heroes and villains. But one figure cutting across the country's current narco battlefield, a name drawing praise and hate alike, is a 6-year-old German shepherd that you can find trotting through the country's airports. This is Sombra, which is shadow in English. This is a drug detecting dog with the Colombian National Police, and over the past few years, this dog's radar nose has led to more than 200 arrests and the seizure of at least 9 tons of illicit drugs.
Holy shit.
That success has turned the dog into a folk hero in a country consumed by an ongoing bloodshed piled on top of long legacy of drug violence. And the Colombian press has even dubbed Sombra as the terror of drug traffickers. But Sombra is too good at her job, and Colombia's dominant drug crew is now retaliating to the point of where they have put bounties on Sombra's head.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Ah!
right.
Fuck those guys.
Kill him! Kill him, motherfuckers! Don't fuck with the dog!
Exactly. Police intelligence recently learned about a bounty set by Urbanos, also known as the Gulf Clan. Reports vary on the price tag for the killing the dog between 20 and 20 million Colombian pesos. Or sorry, 20 and 200 million Colombian pesos, which is about 7,000 to 70,000 in U.S. currency. But the threat
Damn.
is serious enough for the national police to take extra precautions for Sombra's security. The fact that they want to hurt Sombra and offer such a high reward for the capture or death shows that the impact that she's had on their profits. And Sombra has come to Colombian law enforcement from a kennel in Antigua, and the region of the country that's home to the city of Medellin, and the springboard for Colombia's fearsome cartels in the 1980s and the 1990s. At this point, the dog is now has tripled guard, so they're definitely putting a lot of guard on this on Sombra. So
Good.
but there is a bunch of this dog is so awesome that the cartels have put out a hit on its head.
That's crazy, dude.
Superhero dog.
Hell
That
yeah.
is, yeah.
Exactly. Jeremy Bader says,
It's
good
like a
dog.
Disney movie.
Squabbly says
Very
that
good
that's a
dog.
lot of damage. Unit Down says that dog's a killjoy. Jeremy Bader says bad drug cartel. Squabbly says we need
bad
to give those cartel members some American freedom. It's time to liberate the hell out of them.
Right?
Angry Cicada says, to Shayna, every time I see that black thing on your wall, I keep thinking it's the Grudge coming to get you. Shayna says, haha, my kitty Luna keeps rubbing on the floor next to me and almost unplugging stuff, so I keep grabbing her. Judy McBader says, someone shit on that bounty and then rubbed the cartel's nose in it.
Amazing.
All right. And our final, our final crime story. I'm gonna skip the next one, and we'll get into one of our end sections here. But in Palo Alto, police arrested a teen who allegedly entered an occupied home and then woke up the sleeping couple to ask for their Wi-Fi password.
Were they drunk?
Wow.
Well, according to police, the 17-year-old suspect entered the home in the area of East Charlton and Middlefield Roads just after midnight and woke up a couple in their 60s sleeping in the bedroom. The victim later reported to police that he had shoved the suspect out of his home after the suspect woke him up and asked for the Wi-Fi password. Police say that the victim pushed him down the hallway and out the front door of the house before calling the police. The suspect, who is connected to a nearby bicycle theft that happened the same night, was later apprehended. Police determined that the suspect had entered the home by cutting the screen covering an open window in the side of the yard. The suspect was arrested for residential burglary, prowling, and providing false information to an officer. So, literally, this guy broke in to wake them up to ask for their Wi-Fi password.
What's your Wi-Fi password? I gotta play Fortnite!
And then he stole a bike to get out of Dodge.
Oh my god. What a moron.
Shayna and Angry Cicada are busy battling the grudge in the chat. I'm gonna skip the next story because it's honestly not as important. We all take fork knife very seriously here. So, okay, yeah. Tom, what inanimate object would be the most annoying if it played loud, upbeat music every time you used it?
A dildo.
Oh, just a little bit of elevator music. That would definitely ruin the mood. Dragon Daughter says my phone or my water bottle, actually.
Yeah.
Jason, what do you think?
Oh, I got
Hello, dude. Oh my god, that pissed the fuck off.
Wait, what was it?
A
What was it?
pillow. A
Pillow. I'd be
Every
so
time-
mad all the time.
I need to fucking sleep. You stupid fucking
Like, god damn it. Stop playing card games.
That
I
would
was gonna
be
say,
yeah. Oh man.
I was gonna say headphones is the second answer, but pillows way better.
Yeah. No, that'd be like that whole Midas touch thing. You know, like every time you try to eat food, it turns to gold.
Yeah.
Right? Every time you
Your
try to
music-
sleep, it becomes bullshit.
It's like, god fucking.
Dragon Daughter says I would stop using pillows. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably I don't think I can't top that. I was gonna say some shit about a toilet because you just be sitting there trying to focus and be all like boop 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 doo doo. But no, the
It yells
pillow is
drop
by
the
far the
bass
worst.
when you poop.
It just plays the Wii soundtrack, the Me sound, you know, the Me sound.
Oh god.
All right, so we got a choice. We've only got a couple minutes left of the stream, about 10 minutes left because we started a couple minutes earlier or late. Do we want to do Florida Man or Stupid Shit for Sale?
Florida man.
Shit. Ah.
All right, we got
Shit,
one
that's
for
the
one.
tiebreaker.
Shit.
Yep, Shay, that's the tiebreaker. Florida Man or Stupid Shit for Sale? Stupid Shit. All right, I'll just save Florida Man for next episode. 75 episode 75 we will be doing another super Florida Man episode. Earn Darius TV, welcome to the Illuminati, taking over the world one follow at a time. Appreciate that follow there. But okay, so the stupid shit for sale that I have today starts with let's go. So we've covered a lot of drinking supplies on this section before, right? We've done
Yeah.
shower beers. We've done like champagne bongs, things like that, right? But this next item, well, it's a doozy. Let me get that link for everybody. This is the wine rack in medium size, and it is a bra that holds alcohol and has a drinking tube attached to it. She says, nope.
Nope. Kitty wine, motherfucker.
Exactly. Apparently, it's for tiny-breasted women, is what Shayna says. Enet Down says, "Yep."
Hell yeah, it means
it's
I
great
can
for
wear it.
concerts. Enet Downs used one. Well, on Darius TV, thank you very much for that subscription. Oh snap! Followed right away and then came in with a subscription. Welcome to the show and thank you for that subscription.
I think what
earned
Squabbly said is fucking amazing. This is the story of a girl.
Well, and in case you need one of these or know someone who does, or like Enet would like to use it for meetings, there's a link for you to get this thing. So now, the next item that I want to show you guys, have you ever wanted to walk into a room and make everyone instantly incredibly uncomfortable?
Always.
Yeah.
Exactly. Shayna says yes as well. Well, here is the full-face, realistic, sublimated fabric costume mask of an old-ass man.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Look how fucking terrifying this shit is. This thing kills me, dude. Imagine you're at that meeting, sipping on your wine from your breast pocket, and all of a sudden, this guy walks in and slaps your girlfriend's ass. What do? Excellent. Well, so next up, this one, I mean, that's all we need to talk about for this one, is that you just see it and then it's over. You see it, you order one, and then you start doing weird shit later. Shayna says, it reminds me of the face of Bo, but uglier. I don't know who Bo is. Bo Jackson?
It's such a shame that you're saying that, but it's definitely, it's a Doctor Who reference.
Oh yeah, I don't watch Doctor Nonsense.
Yeah, Doctor Nonsense. You take that back right now.
Well, the big deal is I don't watch TV, so, like, I mean,
yeah, that's...
I also haven't seen any of the new Star Wars, and I never will, so, like, I'm a Philistine, and I fully accept it.
Goddamn Palestinians.
All right, well, so our next item I thought was so fucking bad that it was hilarious, but it turns out that it's so fucking awesome it's hilarious. So this is the why does it not show it in this way? It should be showing it. Okay, anyway. This is the roto wipe, which in and of itself looks like some sort of terrifying machine you're supposed to attach to your toilet so it can wipe your ass for you, right?
It just spins a wheel up your asshole.
Right. And a mini roto wipe that can be sold separately, and it's dishwasher safe, and some other terrible shit, right? So this is literally just the box for this, so that you can put this and put real gifts inside of it.
That's amazing. That's actually super good.
Which it's
pretty great.
Exactly. When I first saw this, I was all like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? We're going to do an entire episode on the roto wipe. I'm going to look for fucking whatever I can. But it turns out it's just the box so that you can send amazing gifts to people. They did a really good job at making like everything like on the sides of it. Like the best way to clean, right?
2,700 RPM, Christ almighty.
Right, exactly.
For what you want it, power sand your asshole.
Right, exactly. All right. And so next up, I've got one more thing that you can use to fuck with people even more than a fake gift box. The fact that they sell these in lots made me fucking so happy. These are
my
amazing
God.
stickers that you're supposed to stick on shit.
That's super fucked.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. That's
Right?
so fucked. Dude, that is so fucked up.
You
Oh
just
my
put this on some shit
Voice
and then
activated coffee machine.
make coffee! Make coffee!
It doesn't give you any fucking instructions on the words to use too, so you can actually think it's working.
Exactly. Motion activated. But yeah,
Oh my god, that's
there's
amazing.
like these are only $10.95 and you get 60 of these. So I'm assuming it's 20 of each, right? Clap activated. Could you imagine putting that like next to a light switch or some shit? Just be like
Oh my god.
Shayna has said that you guys should put these all over campus, and I agree.
I'm actually fucking down, dude.
Yeah.
I'm super down to do that. I might order
Oh
those
my
tonight.
god.
The only issue I can find is we got to find places that are public where we can hide a hidden camera, because putting that in a bathroom is
Yeah.
how you go to jail. So
Yeah. Oh no, dude! I work in a biology wing of a university, and there are plenty of places I can stick that shit.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So
Is there's like eye wash stations? Actually, we should not do it to the eye wash stations.
Oh god. Yeah.
Definitely not this.
well, they're not going to see the sticker when they get to the eye wash station.
Yeah,
if they
that's
actually.
fair too. I also don't want somebody's trying to look and read it and going,
Oh my god.
it's like screaming.
Whew.
The only thing I can think of is, and Jana, thank you very much for that applause. When you're doing this, if somebody was leading someone to the eye wash station and they're just they're like, hold on, I've got to get this to work. That would both be hilarious and tragic. So,
I would just want to put it on like copy machines.
yeah, for sure. On coffee machines.
Fax to email. Oh god, I'm like a cube over from a copy machine at work.
Mm-hmm. Well, you just got to set up a little camera, and it would be the best. Well, Shayna, we'll be fixing that very soon.
Oh yeah.
I've got a spare microphone sitting around anyway, so I'll make sure I get you one before the next time you come over, and come on the show. And so, with that said, it's going to be the end of the show. There's a couple more things that I wanted to say. A couple episodes from now, I'm not sure if it'll be next one, but it'll likely be next week. I'm going to do a special thing on one of these episodes where we're going to write some commercials with the chat. We're all going to have a bunch of fun. And then I'm going to go order those commercials on Fiverr. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with what you can get people to like green screen act as a doctor and stuff like that. And so we're going to write like a sex drugs commercial. And right?
Awesome idea, dude.
Yeah. And then we'll put them in the show. And so like right before the intro rolls or something like that, we'll have a random commercial that shows up. And anybody who is here during that episode, which I will announce on Twitter. So if you're not following me on Twitter, make sure that you do. I'll announce the episode that we're going to be doing that on Twitter well before we do it. And if you're here for that episode, you can help us put those commercials together. All right. So, Tom, how was the news today?
It was fantastic. I had a real goddamn good time.
I haven't asked anything like this before, but favorite story of tonight. What do you think? What was your favorite story?
I would actually say I think we had exceptionally good fireside chats tonight.
Excellent.
I'd agree, dude. I really like the format of this.
Fantastic fireside chats tonight.
Shayna, what do you think? What was your favorite story tonight? Shayna says, I had fun despite my silence, which is totally fine. We did this. You were in the chat. I don't think I missed too many of your posts. The Sombra the dog, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Sombra was great. Best doggo. Except for that one.
Yeah, let me get it onto the end card here so I know where to stop this on YouTube. So but yeah, let's take a look at who we can. Oh, what do you guys think about the sub badges? You guys like those?
Hell yeah.
They look okay?
Yeah, they're sick.
Okay, cool.
This is super cool.
Yeah, let's see what's going on here. Get ourselves a good old-fashioned raid going on. They changed the layout, so it's hard to see certain things that are happening now. Let's see. We are going to head on over. Oh, Snoop Hogg is going. You guys need to see Snoop Hogg. He's fucking amazing. So
Hell yeah.
I've been looking at a lot of new like talk show channels, and this one is one of my favorites. So what we're going to do is raid Snoop Hogg, and join me tomorrow night for an interview with 2 new streamers that you guys have never met before. Well, some of you have. We'll have Bandamoo being interviewed tomorrow. That's the gamer grandma. She's fucking amazing. And then we're gonna have another person that you guys may have not met before, Snaux. Or Snacks. I'm not exactly sure how you say his name, but it's Snaux, and I'll be meeting him for the first time tomorrow as well. So join us for that. It's gonna be awesome. So here we go on that raid.
Hell yeah.
Excellent.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shane says, I love Bandamoo.
She's fucking hilarious.
Oh, it could be Snow. Yeah. Snow is definitely a way to say that. Or Darius TV, thanks for the rep. All right, everybody. See you later. And then hit the